Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 5. I'm Tosin Fakile. Mark Hall and Annalisa Gale are in the field preparing for election night. At DC News Now, we are your local election headquarters, taking a live look outside right now at the White House as the race for the Oval Office is on. Many people flocking to the polls today in the race for the next president of the United States. And joining us now are Mariel Carbone. She's out in the district. Mariel, there is a lot of excitement happening today. You're out there ahead of a watch party. What can you tell us? What is it looking like?
Yeah, well, Tosin, we've been really talking about that election anxiety the last couple days, but now we're finally to that excitement. People, they've cast their ballots, they're getting ready to watch those results come in later tonight. And of course, so many watch parties across the district. We are actually outside of Shaw's Tavern right now, one of the many bars, hosting a watch party. I'm joined here with Rob Heim, who's the general manager here. And we know you guys are getting started at 7. This is a sold out watch party, but talk to me about just the decision to host a big event like this. Why are you guys doing this tonight?
Sure, we've been open since 2012 and we've been doing watch parties for the elections and debates since then. This neighborhood has a real craving for anything political, as does most of the city, and especially with this one, you know, being so important, and with one of the candidates being right here at Howard University. That's part of our neighborhood, and we just really wanted to be here for our customers and have a place for people to come and hang out and be together as the results pour in.
And you mentioned we are so close to Howard. We are a few blocks. We can see the road closures just behind us. So talk to me about just the excitement, being this close to where the vice president is going to be tonight. What is it feeling like out here?
It's great. I mean, we've been having, the phone's been ringing off the hook all day. Unfortunately, we are sold out for the event. But, you know, just having people being out and about in the neighborhood, it's of course great for businesses and great for us. And for her to be right there, I mean, it's magical. Who knows if we'll find anything out tonight, but if we do, this neighborhood, I think, will be very excited.
And just my last question, the fact that you guys are sold out, what do you think that says about the desire for people to come out and watch the results together in an atmosphere like this?
I think some people, you know, just don't want to be alone. They want to make sure they're with their friends, their family, and, you know, it's kind of like rooting for a sports team in DC when you're rooting for your political candidate, no matter which side you're on, and just having a place that people come together to be for that.
Well, thank you so much, Rob. So again, this is at Shaw's Tavern. We know it's going to be an exciting night here, but also this general area here in Shaw, as we're expecting people to kind of come down, be close to Howard, where they can watch the results come in, of course, near where the vice president will hold her watch party tonight. So we'll be out here throughout the night checking in with you all back in studio. But for now, live in Shaw, Tosin, Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.
All right, Mariel, thank you. We'll check in with you in just a bit. And there are already security concerns with hours to go before the polls close. Earlier today, U.S. Capitol Police say they stopped a man who tried to enter the Capitol Visitor Center with a torch and a flare gun. The center shut down tours for the day to investigate. That man is now under arrest. And in light of potential unrest, D.C. police and federal officials have upped security downtown and around the White House. Many businesses and buildings across the district are boarded up as a precaution. There's also added security around the Naval Observatory where the vice president lives. Meantime, we head over to Maryland for that highly contested U.S. Senate race where former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan and Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks are battling it out. We head out to DC News Now anchor Mark Hall. And Mark, you know, this race is one that a lot of eyes are on, especially it could have an impact on the balance of power in Congress.
Well, Tosin, good to see you. Obviously, the race for the Senate here in the state of Maryland is a talker. It's been a talker for the past couple of months as the race continued to heat up. You know, we saw both candidates crisscrossing the state over the last couple of weeks, just trying to garner those last-minute undecided voters. And it has been a fascinating race that has really caught the attention of experts around the country with a very interesting dynamic. You have an extremely popular two-term Republican governor in a very blue state of Maryland versus Angela Alsobrooks, who is the the executive here in Prince George's County, who did not have that name recognition statewide that her opponent has, but she received a lot of big heavyweight Democratic endorsements. And it really started with Senator Chris Van Hollen. He was really one of the first big names to step up and support Angela Alsobrooks, and that really helped give energy to her campaign as she moved forward. You may recall she actually won the Democratic primary by beating Congressman David Trone, even though Congressman Trone had a lot more money to spend. And again, it was really some of those big endorsements that she got that really kind of helped propel her to a convincing win, many would say, in the Democratic primary. Angela Alsobrooks continues, always compliments the top of the ticket, Vice President Kamala Harris. She said a long time ago that Harris inspired her to run for office several years ago, and Alsobrooks has a pretty impressive resume herself. She's been the county executive here in Prince George's County since 2018. Before that, she was the state's attorney here in Prince George's County as well. And right now, this is a race about who is going to replace outgoing Senator, longtime Senator, Democrat Ben Cardin. And we had seen the poll numbers over the past couple of weeks that really favor Alsobrooks, but a lot of folks who follow the polls will tell you that the polls are one thing, but it really comes down to people showing up at the ballot box. And again, that's what we're going to be waiting on now, as the watch party will officially begin around 8 o'clock, right around the time that the polls will be closing. And this place is going to certainly be packed, and there's good room is going to be full of guarded optimism. So we're going to continue to keep you abreast of what's going on here in College Park in Prince George's County. Tosin Fakili, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
That is the right description for that, our guarded optimism. Thank you, Mark. Well, later tonight on DC News Now, we'll hear from DC News Now's Ben Dennis. He's at Larry Hogan's watch party in Annapolis. So stay tuned for his reports later in our newscast. Well, now to the Virginia Senate race. We start with longtime Senator Tim Kaine, who is seeking his third term representing the Commonwealth in the U.S. Senate. Tyler Englander joins us now from Kaine's watch party in Richmond.
Senator Tim Kaine as he greeted voters outside their polling location in Henrico County. He told me he feels confident about his race against Republican challenger Hung Cao and about Vice President Kamala Harris winning Virginia once all the votes are counted. Kaine telling reporters this morning he believes Democrats have the momentum heading into Election Day. He says early voting data in Virginia and beyond gives him confidence that it'll be a good night for Democrats across the country. As for his final pitch to voters, Kaine says his decades-long record of working for and getting results for Virginians is the reason he deserves to return to Washington.
It's been the honor of my life to represent this community, Richmond, and then my Commonwealth as governor, and now the Commonwealth and country in the U.S. Senate. And I'm a guy who can work across the aisle to bring results. That's what I've done since I was on city council and mayor right here. And I'm going to keep doing that with a lot of energy should I be fortunate to win a third term.
Polls close at 7 o'clock, and we're expecting to hear from Senator Kaine once the race is called. In Richmond, I'm Tyler Englander.
Tyler, thank you. And Kaine's Republican opponent, Hung Cao, is hoping to unseat him. The Navy veteran is hosting his watch party tonight at Westfield's Marriott Washington Dulles in Chantilly. And that's where we find our Daniel Hamburg joining us live. And Daniel, what are Cao's chances, considering Tim Kaine is considered Virginia's uncle?
Yeah, Tosin, Tim Kaine won his re-election campaign 6 years ago by 16 percentage points, and an average of the current polling shows him up 10 points ahead of Hung Cao. Now, Hung Cao is a Navy veteran. He retired as a Navy captain. He came to this country in 1975 as a refugee from Vietnam. He's done tours in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Somalia as a special operations officer, and he's never been elected to office before, although he did run unsuccessfully for Congress 2 years ago, losing by 6.5 points. Some of his platform includes a strong stance on immigration, supporting mass deportations. He wants to eliminate the Department of Education and let the states handle it. While he said he would not sign a federal abortion ban, he does support a national bill that life begins at conception. And in a recent debate, he criticized diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, blaming DEI for the military not meeting its recruiting goals. Now, his watch party inside starts at 7 p.m. That is when polls close here in Virginia. We will bring that to you when we go inside. We're live in Chantilly. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, Daniel, we will talk to you as the night goes on. Thank you. And we continue our election coverage today with Kamala Harris's headquarters. That's at Howard University. And that's where we find John Finolio. He's on campus there. John, what are you seeing right there? I'm sure it's packed with media and people.
Hey, good evening, everyone. That's right. Yeah, it's a pretty frenetic crowd out here. If I step out of the way, we can kind of show you what it looks like just a little bit, right? There's the stage where Vice President Harris will be speaking a little bit later tonight. And if we pan the camera to my left, you can see that there is just a crush of media here, media from all over the United States and around the world. Of course, Harris was off the campaign trail today, but she knows that there is still a ground game going until the polls close. Let me take you to some video right now. This is Harris greeting supporters at Democratic headquarters here in D.C. earlier today. She was there to not only thank them for their hard work and volunteerism, but she was also making a few phone calls. And again, that's because she knows that she has to knock on every door, make every phone call, do everything that she can off the campaign trail to try and shore up support, especially in these critical swing states, the most important of which is Pennsylvania. Let's take you to some video of the Keystone State. That's where Harris was bolting across yesterday. She made 4 stops, the last of which ended in Philadelphia with a star-studded performance in front of the Museum of Natural Art, right on the steps, same steps where the film Rocky was created. Oprah Winfrey introduced Harris to the crowd of more than 30,000 people. She talked about creating an opportunity and economy. She also talked about women's rights, creating jobs, and at the end of the day, at the end of what has been her 107 days of campaigning, she said America is ready for a fresh start. And if you come back to us live, I can tell you that we're going to be bringing you updates throughout the night here from Harris HQ, and of course, we'll keep you posted as soon as the Vice President arrives. That's all for now. Sending it back to you in the studio.
John, thank you so much for that report. Of course, we'll check back in with you as the night goes on because we are in for a long night. All right, it is 5:12. Be sure to tune in to DC News Now on election night. Our coverage begins at 7 o'clock. Well, we're going to send things over to meteorologist Damon Matson for a check of our forecast. And Damon, it was quite warm today.
Easily, yes, Tosin. Those temperatures decided to make a massive jump for this election day, and we're going to hold on to this warmth as we go even into the night. Now, of course, the sun is just setting, so the temperatures are going to cool off a little bit. D.C. just dropped 5 degrees from 77 to 72, but given the fact that we still have plenty of 70s on the map, it's going to stay warm throughout the evening. And the other theme of the day that helped bring up those temperatures, breezy winds around 10 to 15 miles an hour. At this point, they are going to continue. So just be ready for more warmth and still some breeziness as we go about the rest of this evening and then into the middle of the night even. Temperatures staying in the mid-60s, so it'll be a warm rest of your Tuesday here. But do we see even more warmth tomorrow? And could we set records with that on Wednesday? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.